Hey guys, how's it going? So we're back with another video, and today we're going to talk about a new kit on the block. Now I know all of you have probably heard of Firefly, Harley Benton, IYV, and companies like that. And really their purpose in the market is to capture that lower, more value-focused level of guitars. Well, I'm in a lot of guitar groups on Facebook and elsewhere on the internet, and there was this guy in one of them. And he kept posting about his guitar company. And every time he would post his guitars in this group, people would comment about how amazing they were. He would mark them as for sale and share listings for them, and they would sell out immediately. And I didn't really understand why. I'd never heard of the company, I'd never heard of these models or what made them special. So I commented on one of these posts and I said, why should I buy your guitar instead of a Squier or an Epiphone? And he said, well, for one, I can offer you better features and I can offer you better customer service. So we started messaging back and forth, and he started telling me a little bit about his company and how he operates and the different guitars that he makes. And I started talking to him more about what he meant by better customer service and better features. He had mentioned that he was using things like locking tuners on some of his models, hot rails pickups, full-size pots instead of the little dime size, doing things like in-house setups before they get to customers, installing a choice of strings on the guitar before they go out to customers. I wanted to mention that the string choice is an add-on feature that comes with the Pro Setup option that you can add to any of their guitars for $40. And for that $40, they will professionally set up your guitar before it gets to you. And as part of that setup, you can get your string choice. Now the SBH, which is the model that we're talking about today, all of those models come with a complimentary setup before they even get to you. And I gotta say, they do a damn good job of setting those up. And probably almost as important as the product itself, usually when you've got a problem with a guitar and you reach out to customer service at any of the companies I've mentioned already, you know, you're gonna go to an overseas resource usually. It's gonna take them a few days to get back to you, and really the goal is get the customer to go away. Not necessarily make them happy, but placate them just enough to make them go away. With him, if you send a message to this company and have a problem, he will personally make sure that you're 100% satisfied and that you're getting what you want out of the guitar. And he'll go to the nth degree to get that done for you. So what is the company? The company is called Tease Guitars. And after talking with him, he offered, hey, why don't I send you a couple of them? You can gig them, you can review them. Let me know what you think. I want to work with you. I'm going to send you a model straight from the factory, and I'm going to send you a model, a pre-production model that at the time of me receiving it was not available for purchase yet, but it is now. And I said, sure, I would love to do that, as long as I'm allowed to be 100% honest and tell my viewers exactly what the truth is about these guitars. You know, positive reviews and positive feelings are absolutely not for sale. So I did not receive any compensation for these videos other than the guitar being sent to me with that agreement. So here we go. This is the SBH by Tease Guitars. And the first thing you're going to notice is the paint job. I mean, that is a fantastic silver burst. The metal flake is very, very prominent in this guitar. When we start talking about the specs on here, I mean, we've got a Hot Rails humbucker. I believe it's 13.8K is what it's advertised as. You've got your single coil here in the neck. You've got your three-way, of course. You have full-size pots. These are not little dime-sized pots. These are full-size pots. The SBH comes with .500 CTS pots and .047 caps. That's pretty crazy in this price range. Usually you're only going to find that on the higher end stuff. Maybe the Classic Vibe from Squier might be one of the cheaper options where you get that, but comes standard on these. You have a 12-inch radius on the neck. It's a C profile, a thin C I would say. And you have locking tuners, okay? And just on paper, you know, that ticks a lot of people's boxes, I think. It ticks my boxes, pretty much. And, you know, those are pretty good features. Here's the thing. This guitar that I'm holding in my hand right now, he sells for $249. And every single one of these guitars goes from the factory to a professional in New York, and that professional sets up every single one of these SBH guitars. Every single one. So if you buy one of these, it's going to be set up for you and then sent to you. It's not like if you buy it from like Fender, Squier, Epiphone, any of these other companies, where they may have been sitting in a warehouse forever, straight from the factory and then straight to you. And then when you get it, you know, the fret ends are super sharp and the action's not set properly and it's not intonated and it's just a whole mess. And you know, that's okay. You know, you and I, we're used to having to do that usually with the cheaper guitars. It's one of those tricks of the trade that you got to figure out how to do. But with these, you do not have to do that. Some things I want to mention right off the bat on how this feels. The fret ends are remarkable. I mean, they are very, very good. They do not feel super cheap. The fingerboard and playing the guitar itself, this is a super flat feeling neck with a super thin profile. It's very, very comfortable to play. Funnily enough, the thing I could compare it to the most is the Kramer Baretta Special, which is a very different kind of beast and a very different guitar for a very different type of music, generally speaking. But the Kramer Baretta Special neck is one of my favorite necks that I own, and this reminds me a lot of that. I don't have any tuning stability issues with this, and the nut is cut properly. The nut on all of these SBH guitars are actually bone nuts, which is crazy in this price point. And I didn't mention it when I initially filmed that segment, so I'm adding that in here now. A terrible thing for me to miss, but it is kind of a big deal. It has a bone nut straight to you when you open it up. It's got a bone nut. Even the bridge, it's a string through. So you're not dealing with you know, the strings just coming out the end right and terminating right here like they would on something like a Sonic or a Bullet. So we've talked a lot about this guitar, and we've talked a lot about its specs and what it is and where it came from in the company and stuff like that. But let's get down to brass tacks. Let's plug it into this 5150 right here, and let's take a listen to how it sounds. All right, here we go. We've got the SBH plugged into the 5150. It's on a clean-ish setting. Amp doesn't clean up super well, but it's as clean as I can get it for right now. So we'll start on the neck, and then we'll go to the bridge, and then we'll do some overdrive. So here we go, SBH. So there you go. Sounds really good, clean. I'll put it on the bridge now. So that humbucker is really heavy, really nice sounding, really bright, really cuts through. I really like the way that sounds. So now let's put it on an overdrive setting. And we'll start with the neck. I mean, it's what you'd expect out of a Tele-style neck pickup. Let's go down to the bridge, though. That's where this thing really shines. It's got this Hot Rails bridge humbucker. Seems like it was made for overdrive, so let's flip it down. Very surprising for a Hot Rails humbucker. You really expect it to sound a little thinner, but it sounds pretty big and pretty good. I really like the way this guitar sounds and the way that it feels. The neck, you don't feel like it's holding you back. It's thin, it's flat, the fret ends are not sharp at all. I don't know how well that's going to show up on the camera, but the fret ends are not sharp at all. I'm going to put it back to a cleaner setting now. I'm going to turn the reverb down a little bit. And we're going to play something more like what you would normally play on a Telecaster. I mean, it does the thing. Does what it's supposed to do. And again, something more traditional. If we go here down to the bridge. So there you go. That's the Tease SBH edition. What do I think about this guitar? Well, I think it's remarkable, to be totally honest with you. In this price range, okay, $249. Let's think about what can you buy for $249. You could buy an Affinity Squire. With an Affinity Squire, the ones that I've played, the neck isn't as nice. It definitely does not have locking tuners. In fact, I can't name a production model guitar for $249 that has locking tuners. It doesn't have a humbucker like this. I mean, I think you can get one that has like an old-fashioned humbucker, just a regular humbucker, but not a rails humbucker. And the thing about the rails humbucker is you get slightly more highs than you would with a full-fat humbucker. A full-fat humbucker, generally speaking, is going to have some more bass in it. This one has some more highs in it. It's more similar to like a mini humbucker like you'd find on something like a Firebird, which is a really good sound. Very close to like a Strat or Telecaster bridge mixed with a bridge humbucker. But, I mean, in that price range, what are you looking at? The Kramer Baretta Special, which is an amazing guitar and is probably my very favorite value guitar. However, that guitar does not have a neck pickup. It does not have locking tuners. What else? The West Creek Revenge, we talked about that one. That's another value king for me. But that's a whole different kind of beast, though. That's the thing. It's apples and oranges. But I gotta say, that guitar, as good as it is, It does not have the locking tuners, and honestly, I think the neck on this feels nicer. So this thing punches way above its weight. In my honest opinion, if Squier were to release something like this, it would probably be in the Contemporary series, which I believe the prices start around $379-ish for that and up. So for $249, with a setup included on every single one, that's just unheard of, especially with the hotline, direct line to the owner of the company. This is an American based operation. These guitars, if you buy them, are shipping from New York. So we're not dealing with, some foreign thing going on here. There you go. What do I think about Tease guitars in general? I really think that they're going places. I really do. I think that they've got the right idea. When you are trying to appeal to the value-based guitarist and value-based guitar buyer, that's usually comprised of two groups for the most part. Group A is beginners, people who don't currently own a guitar or who have very few, and they're wanting to add to their arsenal. Maybe they want a Tele-style guitar, maybe they don't own a guitar at all. So they're going to look in that price range. And I really don't think you could go wrong with this one, honestly. If you don't own a Tele-shaped guitar, this is perfect for you. If you don't own a guitar at all, this is perfect for you. One of the things that turns new guitarists off is a badly set up instrument. And they always start on the cheaper stuff, nowadays, generally speaking. So you're going to get sharp fret ends, switches that don't work properly, pickups that don't sound very good. So it doesn't inspire them to want to play because it's hurting their hands and their ears to play. Something like this, I have gigged this guitar, and I think it did remarkably well. I think it definitely punches above its weight. I think it's a fantastic instrument, and I can't say enough good things about this company. So, there you go. I'm going to post a link in the description of this video if you'd like to purchase one, or look at the rest of their catalog of instruments that they have for sale. I want to say, I am not being compensated. If you go there and buy one, I don't get anything for that. So this is not me plugging for myself for a commission or anything like that. I'm being totally honest with you when I say Tease guitars are very, very good guitars. The customer service is fantastic, and the features you get are very hard to get at this price range, coupled with that quality control. You might be able to find a brand out there that offers what you're looking for with all of these features and more for the same or less money, but you're not going to get the level of service and satisfaction that you're going to get with this company. I think they're one to watch. I think they're going to be a player in that market for years to come. So, thanks so much for watching. I very much appreciate all of you. Please like and subscribe. Please join the Discord using the link in the description below. We talk about guitar, gear, etc. most of the day, every day. So we would love to have you and love to talk about that stuff with you. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. and keep on rocking.